you doing? It's a Sunday, another glorious Sunday. A little bit chilly though, but it's a Sunday. So it's been interesting year. But this week we got some gaming in today from the coffee shop. A little bit of a Stargrave. Clint had some uh, pretty nice terrain set up in a table. So I will get that once it's done being processed at YouTube. Sometimes it takes a while for that live stream, and for whatever reason, it sends it to private. So I have no idea why, because I set it to public. But anyway, so how hopefully everybody's doing good out there and having fun. But the game itself is interesting. I think the movement phase on it takes a little bit of time. It's one of those games where you have to know what your move is. So while the other person is doing their moves, you need to think about the moves you're going to make. That way, when it's your turn, it just kind of rolls. Otherwise, it doesn't, and it can stall. That's the only flaw I see with it. It does require a lot of tactical thinking. Sometimes it's kind of cool that the actual terrain can work against you, and when you roll a d20 dice, it depends on where the triangle on the dice, it depends on which way it's pointing, right, as to where the enemy spawns, the left side, front of the map, back of the map. It doesn't matter the number that you rolled, it matters what direction the die is facing when it stops rolling. So it does do something quite interesting that way. Well, hello, Keegan. How are you? Keegan's there. So I have to get an update from you, Keegan. Did D win? Because I had to leave and you guys were still going at it on the test game. Oh, geez. I'll probably keep this short. This sinus thing is getting to me. So you're just leaving the coffee shop. D1. Okay. So we were at the coffee shop for quite a while. And it's a good place to game. It's got a very long table. No matter what you do, you have room to play. So it's really good that way. And plus they have coffee. So, really can't lose that way. You know what I mean? But the game does require a little bit of thinking on where your next move is. That's my only drawback. I think once you get the movements down, then it would go much faster because your movements are in 3 phases. So you have a captain, a first mate, and your crew. So you assign people to your captain, you assign people to your first mate, you assign them to your crew. Well, they all move in those phases. Captain moves, then the other captain moves, then your first crew, then the other first crew, then your first mate, then your crew, their crew. So if you don't have it planned out, that's where it seems to look like it'll bog down a lot time-wise. Oh, geez, Keegan. Just now? Oh, okay, 4 hours, huh? All right. Well, that's a pretty good game. I was only there for about half of it, because I had to leave and get some things done before I got the show going. Sorry. And that's pretty good then, Keegan. So she got most of the loot, I take it, because that's the name of the game, is to see how much loot you can get off of the table. That's who wins. And Vinny Warmutt showed up earlier before his wife drug him off, he said. So that was cool. Again, I don't know why YouTube sends it to private. I haven't found a way in the settings to change that for my phone. I don't know, unless I think I have to get past the 1,000 member mark for some of these things to be opened up and to be used. So Keegan says she won plus 1,000 credits. Nice. All right, D. Well, congratulations if you won. 1,000 credits is pretty cool. I mean, that works. I will take 1,000 credits. Not a problem. You could definitely use that. So yeah, so that game is pretty interesting. Um, Eventually, when it's done processing at YouTube, you can watch whatever you like. It's about an hour. It's just basically our first time, so it's not, we're not experts at it, and by no means was the gameplay a battle report, but a hell of a table Clint had set up. Lots of cool like 40K terrain, which you can use with it because it's the right size. Um, and Keegan even, proxied in some of his Necrons, deproxied in some for War Machine stuff. So you never know. With that game, you can kind of do whatever. You could use what you want and proxy it in and take it from there. So that's the cool aspect. That makes it really cool and a lot bigger, you know, pull to the game, because at that point you have the ability to use any miniature that you've got already. And if you've already got miniatures, you don't necessarily have to buy Stargrave miniatures. You just, you can proxy whatever in. The Stargrave miniatures, they're cheap. They're, I don't know, like $7-8 a sprue or something like that. I think Clint said on eBay, I want to say. I think it's on eBay. So it's not very expensive to buy what you need. The rules, of course, that everybody has a rule book. I think it's 30 or $35. But once you have the rule book, you kind of need it because the terrain itself is destructive. So when you go to get the loot and you go to pick it up, it's like it's booby trapped. So the terrain can explode or do whatever. Your characters can be dealt lots of damage. You really don't know. It depends on what actual trap is there because it's rolled for. So it's interesting that way. It's pretty interesting. So you'd have to check it out. Stargrave's pretty cool. We got a podcast up on it. There'll be another one. We did a little video, and then next week we'll try something different. But because it took a couple weekends in a row to go through the rules and get things down, and it's not that it's complicated, but there's more to it if you get into it, and it can do a lot. So for the most part, it seems like the rules are pretty clear and there for those who want to try it. So yes, Brian from Weird World War II. I've had like a sinus congestion the last 2 days. I mean, it's the one thing I can count on every year. They cut the corn late in the year like this, and then all that dust and the change of the weather, it happens to me every year. So basically, it does take a toll on my voice because I talk during the day too for a living. So yeah, not sick, I guess, but at least it's the one thing. I guess I am. I don't know. I don't feel sick other than it's more of a pain. More of a pain, Brian. And then, it's no fun if you gotta try to clear your throat and then you gotta talk. And by the end of my work, it just takes a toll on my voice. So, yeah. Oh, Brian, and tell Mel I'm sorry. I feel for her. So this is something that happens almost every year to me. So I'm kind of glad because it's something normal, if that makes sense. Like, some years I didn't get it, but pretty much it's mostly every year, and it usually lasts a couple days. It just goes away. Like I feel it going away. I've had it about 2 days. So, but tell her I feel bad for her, man. I hope she gets to feeling better. Because you guys are like family, so I hope she's okay. And Clint, hold on a second, sir. I will send you a link. Brian, you can hop on if you want. You don't have to, or anybody else can if they want. I gotta take a break for a second. The only way Clint can get it, and I believe it's because he's spoiled. He wants me to email him his link, so. So I got to get over here to the insert this link into his email. All right, Clint, there you go. All right, Brian, here you go. Hello, D, how are you? I hear you won. That's cool. I'm glad you won. Keegan says it was 4 hours, huh? So, yeah. That's a pretty good game if it was 4 hours, and it sounds like you won. All right. So, no, I can't hear you, Clint. He's trying it from his car. Can't hear you. Can't hear you, Clint. Huh. You're not muted or anything. I just can't hear you. All right. Well, then, Clint, he'll pop back in. He's going to probably have to do it when he gets home. There's your link there, Brian. All right, sir.
Hey, it's going down.
Survive, sir. How are you? I mean, I know Mel. I hope she gets to feeling better, man.
Yeah, it's just that, the season change and, all the stuff floating in the air. She gets kind of beat up from it.
Well, I kind of look at it as at least on something.
There's the man himself.
What the? I don't like the new setup. There we go, Clint. Are you?
Yeah, no, for some reason when we connected, it put it through the phone in the truck, so it wouldn't connect. I don't know why. So I had to turn the Bluetooth off on the phone to get it to not connect to the truck.
So
we're just heading home.
Keegan says D1.
Yeah, she got the loot off the table. It was a brutal fight at the end. It really was.
So did she? It was a knockdown fight there at the.
It literally was. Like, she killed Keegan's first mate with a flamethrower.
Ooh.
That'll do it.
Damn, D. Okay.
Yeah.
Flamethrower.
Yeah, she cooked Rocket Raccoon with a flamethrower.
Yeah, she had a what are the Musk flamethrowers? The Elon Musk made those flamethrowers.
Yeah. No.
Have you seen those?
The burner is a really nasty weapon because it can hit multiple targets and it doesn't attack versus each target. There's no roll to see if you hit. It just hits and you just roll your damage.
Oh, I haven't, Brian. Flamethrower that Elon Musk made?
Yeah, he made. Well, okay, so it's so funny. This guy's like I don't know if you guys know who Elon Musk is. He's like he's like Tony Stark and like Dr. Fantastic, all and Dr. Strange into one. Yeah, the guy's like a supercomputer in his head, and he doesn't turn off. But he's like, anyway. But for a joke, he starts this company, and they made like hats. They just made a hat that said like boring or something on it, and he made like 50,000 of them, right? And then the next thing he's like, you know what? Let's make a flamethrower. All right, so they fucking make a flamethrower, and they make I think they make 20,000 of them or whatever, and that's it. They're just making like one run, and it's a functioning flamethrower, but on the packaging it says this is not actually a flamethrower. So you can I guess ship it overseas or some shit. I don't know what the hell.
I'm sure he found a way around. Didn't he make a whiskey or something?
I don't know. The guy just makes.
I think it was like $200 and it sold out.
Yeah, he's just this freaking, incredible, super genius that has a company that just builds shit, and he's doing that SpaceX stuff and the Tesla cars and all sorts of shit. So
yeah, I've heard him. I've listened to some interviews. He's not too happy about AI though. He's pretty concerned. But look at where it's at now.
I mean, the the whole idea of like, some people think that we live in an AI right now. And
then Brian, find me the programmer so we.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so he had a really cool conversation with Joe Rogan I watched the other day, and he was talking about like, well, why would people voluntarily, da 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 da, or whatever? And the analogy was like this. Okay, it was like, why would someone, give up their life to play in some AI? And it's like, well, because their lives are probably not as exciting as the AI would be. So he theorizes it would be like this. So like, you go into a movie scene and they're making like some blockbuster Marvel movie, right? And they're filming for 6 months and it's boring as hell because it's just, they're setting up scenes and there's green screen or whatever, right? Well, then they, at that 6 months worth of footage, they cut it down to 2 hours and they put all the special effects in and it's badass, right? So that's kind of the analogy. Like, the reason we would be in an AI environment is because our normal lives are just fucking boring and the lives that we're living in this AI are more exciting. So it makes sense to me.
That's an interesting theory.
But it's pretty interesting. But they get pretty metaphysical about the whole.
That's why people get into be so hardcore.
Well, it's true. It's just like, think about you guys. I don't know. You guys play like your online games. Your role playing games. We're living these lives that we're living now are the lives that we chose at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
we're just playing it out. And then it's like once you die, it's like almost like a reincarnation. Like back in the day, the karma and reincarnation or whatever, right? The only way they can rationalize it is that it's like, like when you die, the gods or whatever faith or religion that you follow reincarnates you into a new being. Well, in the parlance of our time, we would say we just respawn. We spawn a character. So when you die, you start over as a new character. You don't ever really die. It's just that game ends and you start a new game. And that's why like a lot of people are like, if we could remember our past lives, it's not our past lives that we lived as biological beings, but like past game lives, simulator lives. And we choose to live in the 21st century part on Earth as males and in these regions of the area. It's pretty interesting though. It's kind of interesting to them talk about it. I don't believe in this shit though, but but I mean, I believe that it's coming there, man. But just think of this: your life that you live right now, you can just jack in. You can just plug into some mainframe AI simulator, and you just, your biological body is either just maintained, just with machines. Like machines. They keep you alive.
A lot of anime that way.
I mean, just like look at you guys. You guys can work while you're jacked into the simulator. You don't have to work in your real life. You don't have to. Your biological body doesn't have to physically do anything because you can be your mental. Your game character or whatever in the game can play or work your job in game. So
that's like Ready Player One.
Yeah. So
it's interesting. Don't really want to log into a virtual world to go to work or school. That doesn't sound exciting.
Yeah, but think about it. If your mind, and that's Elon Musk is talking about, his crew are working on a what is it?
Implant.
Yeah, like biological, tether that you would connect to whatever. So just imagine this: instead of like having your phone, like you're in a bar and you see something, you're like, what's the capital of Alaska? You don't know it by chance, but the thing is, you can just get your phone and plug it in. But just think if you could do that, just mentally, like recalling memory from that you go to school to learn shit. You don't need to do that anymore. You just recall it using your link to the mainframe, and it instantaneously, how to fly a helicopter, you can scuba dive, you can perform brain surgery just like that. So That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole cyberpunk genre thing too, but really, yeah, we're kind of headed that way.
I think we're more than headed that way. If you look at what they've done, look at what they named the system for the AI to go learn. All the AIs in the world can go learn in a central area. They named it Skynet. Like, have you heard that term before?
Yeah, but that's self-fulfilling prophecy there.
No shit. It's just like, let's just
what they named it. So I'm just
it.
saying, yeah. No, I think they're far beyond. We're always behind. We're always behind. Whatever
but
is already
so people don't name your children Damien Thorn, okay? Because we don't want like the Antichrist, or whatever. You just let's not tempt fate here.
That's not gonna be the Antichrist. It's gonna be named Bob.
Bob.
He'll be like everyone else. No one will actually know he's the Antichrist till he starts screwing things up.
Yeah.
He's like, look at Bob. Now what's Bob doing?
The thing is just if we live in a world of peace, we're fucked because that's the start. He unites the planet, and then we're all fucked.
There's going to be no world of peace. We can't have it. You got to have some chaos
just to keep things going, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, the whole yin yang balance thing really that makes sense more than a lot of other theories. But it seems like you have to have it because really you only grow when there's chaos or problems or failure or whatever. You really only grow from
the challenge.
That. Yeah. Otherwise most people don't. I mean, some just don't do anything and they're just worthless. But
just like gaming, let's bring it back to the game. If you don't play the game and learn it and go through the learning pains, you never get good at it. So I heard D kicked your ass there, Clint.
No, she kicked Keegan's ass. I wasn't playing.
Oh, were you?
Although I will admit, the AIs, boy, did they wreak some havoc.
Yeah.
Got Keegan in the back with one of the AIs.
That's cool.
No, it's only 2-player, but there's that AI component, so I was just running them to make it easier. But yeah, they come on the board random. It's kind of neat how they come on the board. But yeah, I mean they were really screwing with people, especially Keegan at the end. He had like 2 or 3 of them on him.
What was the form of the AI? What was it? Like a robot?
They were a mercenary security force.
Oh, okay.
With just, SMGs, basically. Nothing big. They were pretty, like, run-of-the-mill standard. They were just, I was rolling 17s, 18s, and 19s for most of that. Then you tack on a +2 to hit and stuff. It was really hurting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So D says she kicked the AI's butts.
Keegan was doing good there for a while, but geez, once he turned on D, it didn't go so well for him at that point. I mean, he did some damage. I got to admit, he did lay some damage on her, but yeah. And everybody got all their loot. Everybody got all their stuff. D got a piece of alien tech that we're still trying to figure out how it works.
D's going to be like head high, kind of springing her step today.
Yeah. Keegan did some massive damage with grenades. Grenades are nasty in this game. So grenades and flamethrowers are really nasty in here.
Yeah, he just said a couple grenades.
Yeah, he wasn't killing anyone, but man, he was hurting them. I mean, he had her
makes sense.
Hell.
It's realistic.
Yeah.
So the damage with grenades, is it actually more towards a heavy damage or?
It hit everyone within 1.5 inches of the target. So you make an attack against each player.
What kind of grenades? Are they just like fragmentation?
They're just frag grenades is what you only have frag or smoke. Smoke just basically blocks line of sight. You can put up a holographic wall that didn't really do much, but it was kind of cool.
That's cool. I remember back in the day, the Rogue Trader, when I was playing 40K, they had all sorts of different kinds of grenades. They had like frag and like the crack grenades, grenades. And they had hallucinogen grenades, that makes people see shit. And then they had like smoke, and there was like what was that one called? It was like there was like the
vortex grenade and a few other things.
Yeah, the vortex. Yeah, it causes like a rift in space.
Yeah, that had to be nasty.
I'm glad
my favorite was the virus grenade. That was great. So like, I was playing against I played as Space Marines or Eldar, and the people I played against were either Imperial Guard or Orc. And so they usually had tons of troops, right? And big old clumps. And when you threw that grenade, it caused, the 2-inch template, and then anything underneath it like auto killed. But then you would roll for everything within like 2 inches. And because this like virus like spreads, and it could in theory just spread across the whole field if they're too close. It was a cool
probably overpowering, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty powerful for the cost, but fuck it.
Sounds like it, but
buy some rebreathers then. Put some gas masks on those boys.
Yeah.
But
it got interesting, but I see why the map is usually about half the size it was for what we were playing. That way you can get into it a lot faster. So, but yeah, it was it was a test game. It was how we learned how to play. It was a lot of fun.
That's cool. Did you guys play any like the space, like the starship stuff? Don't you move around some of the starships and stuff too in that game?
No, not that game.
Oh no, it's
no.
just
You're thinking of oh shoot, Star.
Oh yeah, like 1,000 Suns or something like that, or
no, not Star Frontier. Oh my god, I have the game. I know what you're talking about, and now I can't. Starfinder. You're thinking of Starfinder, where you actually have a ship so you got your RPG component and you have the ship, which actually was a lot of fun.
I haven't played Starfinder. I can't do modern role play. It just doesn't seem right. I don't know why. I just don't have any. If you have guns in a role playing game, I'm out. It's not my thing for the most part, except for Twilight 2000 because it was fucking commies in the 80s. That was fucking awesome.
Have you checked out the new one yet?
I haven't. You need to do a video about it, man.
I did a video about it.
Well, I mean, you did it boxing and unboxing, but you need to do like a video, like a detailed video about it.
I haven't really delved much into it beyond just because we've been trying to deal with other stuff.
No.
So
what project you guys got going on?
Well, we're still doing D&D with my Saturday group. I do want to get into Fallout RPG because that's going to be a lot of fun.
The tabletop?
Yeah, tabletop. It's brilliant. It plays like Fallout 4. It's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was super impressed with what they did with it.
That's Modiphius, isn't it?
Yeah, that's their version. Yes, it's an awesome, brilliant. I'm so impressed with the book, the world, everything. You can get power armor, you can upgrade power armor, you can fix it, you can trade it and sell it, you can scrap loot and build things.
Dude, they used to be a sponsor of mine at one time, and they sent me a bunch of shit. And I have an STL of the drop ship, and I have an STL for like a big warehouse. I should give those to you. I'm not going to use it. I have to try to get that.
That would be good. Collect the drop ship.
Yeah, I'll try it for sure.
Print how many you want. Yeah. I just don't have a printer. Plus, it doesn't fit in my, in my game system. So
yeah.
It's just sitting on my computer. I just have to figure out a way to send it to you. The files are huge. So how do you send files?
Well, you'd have to break the file down. I mean, inside the file.
If you want, do a disk and send me the disk.
Shit, I don't know. How do you burn a disk anymore? I guess I have
my burner
has like a DVD in it.
Shit, what laptop has a CD player in it or a CD-ROM in it?
A lot of them still do. Yeah,
mine don't.
Her work laptop has one.
Does it?
Yeah. Mine has it.
You could just go get one of these cheapies.
Yeah, I'll probably just do that. I've got tons of that.
And put the files on that and mail it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to send your stuff out Monday, Brian.
Right on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Checking it out.
Yeah, I've got it all boxed up. I just didn't get a chance to do it on Friday, so I'll get that out tomorrow after the oil change is done on the truck.
Well, that's right. You don't work tomorrow. You're leaving me there. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Greg, on your own. Partner bailed on you. It's like, later.
The other people don't
he's got girls to keep him company.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go that
They
far,
don't
Brian.
understand
You
half the
can go
humor
that
that I
far.
got. So,
No, they don't. They don't understand our humor at all.
So be careful. You'll get
Some
yelled
of them
at for
think
being
they
inappropriate.
understand it. They don't.
Oh, all right.
No, I see your ass, cat. Fuck off. Look at my hole, dude. Yeah, you have a magnificent hole. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Now she's putting her tail in front of the camera.
So, Greg, we were discussing real quick. I think we're going to try. We'll just throw down some Aeronautica Imperialis next weekend.
Yeah.
I'll put together some ships. Everybody just basically grab a few ships, and we'll just do a quick throwdown on the map. It plays pretty fast and easy.
That's that 40K airplane
Yeah.
game, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah, I've got almost everything for it. I've been making sure to collect it this time around.
That's cool.
So,
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
they
it
won't
was-
re-release it for 30 years.
yeah, only.
The first one, I remember when the first came out. It came out like during what, like 5th edition, maybe, or
Yeah, and I didn't get most of it, so I was sad that I didn't get it. So I really wanted it. That's why I really jumped on this one this time and just got everything.
I
Or
remember
at
when
least one box of everything.
they released it originally. It was just almost like you had a couple like orc fighter bombers and then like a
Yeah.
couple thunderbolts, and that was it. They never expanded on it at all.
They did.
Oh,
Forge
no.
World expanded it.
Oh,
You
Forge
had to
World
buy
did?
the Forge World stuff. Yeah, there wasn't a lot for it. Now they're the whole hog. I mean, and plus new stuff.
Well, the Necrons got their ships coming
Yep.
out too.
Necron and probably another force to go along with them. Hopefully, it's like a Chaos Force or something. There's really no Chaos Fighters or anything. That surprises me.
And Chaos has those. I've seen some aircraft for their 40K.
Yeah, they have it. Almost every army has some. They just don't. They're not there. I mean, even the Tyranids have some sort of like flying creatures.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
I bet you the Tau stuff looks fucking cool.
The Tau. I've got some Tau stuff. It's awesome. Of course, the Eldar stuff is pretty sweet too.
Yeah, Eldar stuff. Is,
Yeah, I did.
I remember in Star. Was it Star? Shit, I can't remember. They had like the original one. The Eldar ships had like fit sails on them and stuff. Back in the
Yep.
Yeah,
The-
so, but
way back
that's
in the
the
day.
one that a couple of the guys that I watched. The ships, they're pretty big and they're detailed and they fly behind. Yeah,
It's pretty
I've
cool.
seen them. They're kind of cool.
Yeah.
You guys play 40K. What are the Eldar like?
They're
I
okay.
haven't played Eldar. I only play the space.
They're all
Marines.
right. I'm not a fan of the Eldar in 40K, but
The Eldar used to be the OP, army,
Yeah.
but they
I think
I hear they just neutered them bad.
they kind of did. Yeah,
Say the Tau's fairly good. It was
the Tau is
Yeah, I
very
heard
good.
it's- kind of weak, but it's gotten better. So
I would
I've
think
heard
I would think the Tau, just like their story, would be like unkillable because everything is so high tech. They
But-
should just
they have no close combat, almost none at all. They're all range weapon.
distance.
They do not do well in melee. They get their ass handed to them.
And 40K is a melee game.
It is now. This 9th edition is really a lot more melee heavy. The Tau are kind of hurting with this edition. So
I know when your orcs get a hold of my space marines and
Yeah,
they beat the crud out of them.
they're still pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty bad
Oh.
sometimes. It doesn't mean they're going to survive. They take a beating. They may not be able to shoot very well, but boy, they can cause some damage.
And apparently, they haven't gotten any better with the new codex.
Well, they still got the big giant power claws.
Yeah,
They're devastating.
yeah. I'm not putting a lot of effort into 40K right now. I'm okay with we put some refocus on Kill Team, but I haven't even had a chance to crack the book on that and look at the rules for it. We'll get there, but I was focusing on Stargrave for a while, so now I'm going to work on Aeronautica again.
I got my
And then we'll
feelers
just-
out. Oh, go ahead.
See, we'll definitely throw down some Blitz Bowl as well.
Is Blitz Bowl better than Blood Bowl?
Blitz Bowl is much easier to play than Blood Bowl. It takes about, what do you say, Greg, half hour, 40 minutes to play
Right.
Blitz Bowl?
I'm not a big football fan, and at first I was like, okay, so we played it. It's actually fun and it's pretty quick. I see why people play it because Blood Bowl says you need at least 2 to 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times you don't got that time, but Blitz Bowl's it's their kill team version of Blood Bowl. That's how I look
Yeah,
at it. It's short,
basically.
fast, to the point.
Is that a GW product or is that somebody else?
It is.
No, it's GW.
Is it?
It's GW, but it's exclusive through Barnes and Noble.
Oh, that's
But
weird.
the nice thing with like with Blitz Bowl is like the balls. Each team has a couple balls that have different effects. You know, like they might explode, they might stab you, they might dimensionally warp you somewhere. It can really mess with you. Some of just the sickness of it really, it's kind of brilliant.
I remember as a kid, I used to play a game called Mutant League Football.
Yeah, it's similar.
And Mutant League Hockey, man, those are like my favorite games, dude. Those are so much fun.
Similar.
Yeah,
it's
pretty brutal, man.
It is, and like I said, it's 30 to 40 minutes. It's pretty easy to play.
That's cool.
So
I've got a Milton Bradley board game. It's a miniature board game, but it's what was that football game called, babe? Do you remember that? It's like a sci-fi game, but it's football.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the hell it's called. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. It's just like a board game, but it has miniatures and stuff. It's similar to like Blood Bowl, but it's like a Milton Bradley game. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
No, it was a fun game, though. It was fun to play.
Yeah. Well, just when we play, Brian, just check it out.
Yeah.
Say, really, it's a light investment too, because one, it comes with two teams when you buy the box set. So you pay $50 for the box. You get a double-sided board. You get all the cards you need. You get two teams. It's all fantasy. It's real easy to throw down, and you don't need to buy any more unless you want to. And even if you want to buy more, they're not that expensive. I think it was $25 for another team.
Yeah.
There's only 5 per person. So there's only 5 players per person. So it is a lot faster. But yeah, it's brutal. I mean, you're going around taking out the other players. Like the humans have the ability to throw the ball clear across the freaking board. So you get like some of the ball effects will cancel that ability. So like the orc ball, one of mine comes back to life and can gnaw on you. It's basically a squig that's stuffed into a ball as a ball. There's like some that'll poison you. There's a couple like the goblin ones will explode, and when they blow up, your player's taken out and the ball goes out of play.
That's fun.
When the ball comes into play, it comes into play on a trap door, and if you're standing on the trap door, your character's taken out.
Shit.
Then when it comes into play, it bounces. You have to roll randomly to see where it bounces to.
In what direction? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, Greg was pulling off touchdowns. He pulled off some really nice long throws to make a touchdown, but my orcs were knocking shit down too, and he knocked a few of my orcs down too.
Yeah, it got pretty nasty, but
it got brutal. Then there's cards you draw after you pull off maneuvers that you can use, giving you extra stuff too, as well as the cards for the ball.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's brutal fantasy football for sure. I like it.
So when you guys coming down, get together. We'll do Gamers with Coffee meets Weird World War II.
How about we just set it up for next weekend?
Yeah, we're that easy.
We'll meet halfway. What's halfway from here to you guys? Like
meet somewhere in Nebraska.
Why?
Nebraska.
Why not? We could meet at a truck stop.
Hell yeah, dude!
Stop. Why not?
Next thing you know, you got a bunch of truckers playing, Blood Bowl with us.
I bet we get a few people to come over and take a look. When we went to the park and gamed 40K, people came by to ask, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Yep. Well, even at the coffee shop, they're checking out what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, those poor young guys, they weren't sure what to do. Like, oh my God, what is all this?
The hell?
Yeah.
It's weird that people, it's just the society that we live in now and just how mainstream just 40K is.
Yeah.
It's just weird to think that people don't know what it is or you've heard of it,
Sure.
Well, some of them have heard of it, but they didn't know what it is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. I mean, you can hear about it, but not know, and then they don't look into
Normies.
it because, yeah.
We're gonna do with all those normies out there, man. We gotta corrupt them,
No, we don't.
make them gamers. Hey, we were all normies. Well, I don't know. I don't think I was ever normal,
I
but
don't think some of us were ever normies to start with.
I don't
I
think
was.
so. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
think
want to be quote normal. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. I'm okay where I'm at.
All right.
Let the
Well, my battery's about to go, so I'm gonna let you guys out. So,
All right, man.
All right, Clint. Well,
Yep.
thanks for stopping by, man.
yep, we'll chat with you guys a little later.
All right,
All right, man.
bye.
All
See you,
right, bye.
brother. Right on.
Yeah. I don't know. We should try to get out that way and do.
You should, man. Should. Or hell, like I said, we could try to meet up halfway somewhere.
I don't think it's that far of a drive, is it?
Shit, it takes 3
Drive.
weeks to just get out of Texas.
I've driven through Texas. It's big, yeah.
It's a big ass state. I think for me to just go from here where I'm at to go north to get just out of the state, it's at least 5 hours.
I don't know. Maybe I'll take you up on that offer.
4 hours, maybe. You should.
It's kind of cold. If you're gonna have me sleep outside or something, I'll need like blankets and shit.
We got a place for you to sleep, dude.
Yeah, I probably should just to just go. It'd be kind of cool to do a joint show.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, well, shit, we're here I'm here all the time.
Are you?
Yeah, all the time. All the fucking time. Yep.
You have internet, so you're okay.
That's it. I mean, it keeps me busy. Keeps me off the streets.
Keeps you off the streets, so you don't.
Yeah.
I can see you on the streets, like opening your coat. Hey, man, I got some minis in here, old school minis. Do you want some? Hey, Mini Warmutt, how are you? Mini Warmutt was watching us earlier, but then he said he got drug away. So I think he was secretly waiting for Keegan to dance again. And
dance jig for winning.
Yeah.
Well, D spiked him this time.
Yeah.
Sit down, youngin.
Let
the grown-ups win this bad boy.
So, Mini Warmutt, that game lasted 4 hours and D1, basically.
Wow, that's a long time.
Well, it's the first time they played it, and the table was really cool. So, if you watched the first, I don't know.
Did they play that today, like this morning? Or was that another
today?
game?
No, today around noon. So what I did last week and this week was just when we went to the coffee shop, because that's where we meet on Sundays, or we try to, and just testing out the live stream from YouTube. The problem is it keeps listing as private. You have to wait for the damn thing to process, then go into your settings, and then change it to public, and then redo it so that people can watch it. Now, it might be boring because it was talking about what to do as the first time they played. So it's not a battle report, like that. So if people watch it, don't expect it to be a professional battle report. That's not what it was. But the table was cool. Clint had a really awesome table set up, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian says he's finally moving his shit back into his man cave.
Yeah, I see that. Your floors are finally installed. Nice.
This is the time to, do your spring cleaning. Keep that stuff that you don't want back in there out. Get rid of all that stuff.
He's all not boring. Was having fun ordering Keegan around. Keegan needs to be ordered around. Mini Warmutt, sir, because he needs somebody to help him. And ever since I caught him live on the camera dancing, I told him, I said, "Are you going to do that today, Keegan?" He goes, "Oh, no, man." Because he wasn't like, I just turned the camera. He was getting goofy. So I just turned the camera and Keegan's doing this dance thing. And I'm like, gotcha. And then he realized I had the camera on him. You should check it out, Brian. It's like 5 minutes into it or something, or 4 or 5 minutes into it. And he's like, whoa. So, Your wife purged a lot of your stuff. That's not good, man.
She finally was able to actually see all the shit that's hidden in your man cave, huh?
That's probably not good.
Man, that's like life-altering shit there, having your spouse say, that's got to go. I'm like, what? Shit. There's the door. Can't get rid of my toys.
Well, yeah, you invest a lot in them.
Shit.
And time and everything else. So, yes, many were, but he was trying to get them to go by telling them charge, move forward. Yes, they were cautious moving. It's the first time they played through the game. So, this is a game where I said in the beginning of this, you have 3 phases to the movement, Brian. So you got your captain and whoever's attached to the captain, your first mate, whoever's attached to them, and then your crew. So your captain moves, their captain moves. Your first mate moves, they move. The crew moves, then the other crew moves. Depends on who has initiative. Problem with that is if you're not thinking ahead while the other one's moving, it can take you forever to try to position your stuff. And so when you're not used to it, that's all. That's the only drawback I can see. But if you got used to that and you were thinking,
things speed up when you get things down. Things speed up.
Model kit collection hit Goodwill and the trash.
What the hell? No, what the hell, dude? Oh man, that breaks my heart. Hell, if you got any 148 shit, I'll take that.
Oh damn,
man, that's rough.
His minis are safe.
I don't know, dude. I was a modeler before I was I guess I was a war gamer and modeler at the same time, but I love it.
That's usually what it is, man. You like the games and you like building models occasionally, but when you get into Warhammer and things like that, then you combine both. It's just kind of an addiction.
See, I love building models. I love it. And I'm not a big painter. I used to be a big painter. I'm not a big painter anymore. I hate it. I do it, but I don't enjoy it. But I was a modeler, but then I'm like, shit, I can play these war games and actually play with my models I just built. Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's a tough decision, man.
Shit, Brian, I know how that is, dude. I mean, you, as a modeler, you collect like tons of shit. Like, I'm gonna get to that. I'll get to that, that Merkava tank, or I'll get to that, C-130 gunship or whatever.
30 years later.
Yeah, it just keeps building, and you have like a damn model store in your house. But shit, man, you'll get to it. Maybe.
Yeah, eventually.
What do they say? If you finish your lead pile, you're a dead man. That's when you die. When you finish all your projects, you're dead. So you always got to have a project in the work.
You got to have something.
You got to keep something going. Keep you going.
Yeah. You budge, though. Well, at least you saved your minis, so.
It's true.
Very true. Condense it down somewhat.
I think we might have a little talk with Brian's wife. We have to convince her that I can talk to her and say, hey, I can be your advocate. Brian needs these things to.
A week later, Minnie Warman gets on to do a live broadcast. Head is bandaged. He's got a black eye. I'd like to thank Brian and Greg.
Oh, nice conversation, civil.
For trying to help me out. I can no longer move.
Help a brother out, man. I'm not afraid much.
Not afraid much. Yeah.
Luckily, my woman's a gamer now, and so shit, she loves it.
Yeah, she's pretty competitive, man.
She's buying all sorts of bullshit too to paint later on, and that's cool.
Well, that's good though. You got to enjoy it, so why not? May as well. But we'll try not to get you in harm's way anymore, Mutt.
Oh man, just take her to the opera a little bit more often, or take her to that nice 5-star restaurant. Wear a button-up shirt every once in a while, and you're good. You're golden, man. You get to keep all your toys.
Were you guys behind some letter that come from Coalition of Gamers and their well-being?
Yeah, we should have
possible. We're sorry.
It's like how to approach your partner that doesn't game.
The damage you have done by removing his models.
Yeah. We'll get like some shrinks, to certified papers.
Medical stuff and combine things together.
Medical studies. It is a proven fact. The United States, psychological survey company says that Men need their toys. That's true, though. But women have their shit too.
Yeah, I bet your holiday
Oh
dinner.
shit! Italian Irish.
You better be good. That's all I can say.
Oh man, that sounds fun, dude. I mean, Mel's family's from like the country, like farmers. They're like sharecropper farmer kind of people, and like they had like her grandparents had like 17 kids. So
17
yeah,
kids.
dude, and they like worked the cotton fields down in South Texas, but yeah, so they're from a different time, and man, it's a blast to interact with them. It's so much fun. There's some strong-willed folk.
Yeah, there is. But yeah, I guess maybe we shouldn't get her upset then. But Minnie Wormut, can't you go out to the garbage and take those models out and use them as trash terrain?
There you go.
That way you can recover them.
Or
that might be a loophole, maybe.
Could be. Yeah, just
Yeah, I wouldn't turn down any food either. Minnie Wormut says, "Yeah, I wouldn't turn that down either. If she could cook Italian food and Irish food, you're set."
I'm not familiar with Irish food, but Italian, shit. I'm all about that stuff. In fact, I was in college. I had a Roman civilization class, and we had like these like year projects that we had to do. And actually, I painted up a Roman legionnaire standard bearer, and I like a 1/6 scale, and I painted it up and did a big paper on it. But anyway, this one girl in our class, she did an ancient Roman like 5-course meal, and she made it like,
oh wow, like they did back in the day,
ancient Rome. Yeah. So we had like, what did we have? We had like, it was like pheasant, and it was but everything was drenched in olive oil, but anyway, it was awesome. It was really good, but the food was phenomenal, man. It was fantastic.
And you're like, why don't we eat like that today?
Well, I know, dude.
Or something, No.
It's been a while since I had pheasant. Pheasant's pretty good. It's kind of
is good.
If
you like chicken.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not too gamey. There's a little zing to it, but it's not too bad.
But everything's gamey. People go, look at the real beef. That's gamey. So is your processed meat. It's gamey because it doesn't taste like what it should.
Yeah,
so when you eat the real stuff, you're like, oh, this is strong. Yeah, because it's not been irradiated and all sorts of other crap.
Been manipulated, modified.
Yeah. Look, we grew this. Nice. You grew that in a dish.
The Catholic guilt must be overwhelming. Hell yeah.
Taylor.
Eric says the Catholic guilt must be overwhelming.
Yeah, I see.
It's like you got your whip in your back before you go to bed.
That might be a bit harsh.
That might be a little too heavy, but
Yeah.
Not much. So what's Eric been up to? What's going down in Canada? We had our Thanksgiving this week. How was Thanksgiving, Greg? Did you chow down?
I actually didn't get to do anything on Thanksgiving, so
Nothing?
for the first time. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry. It sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I was in a goddamn food coma. I was in a food coma by noon.
Food coma. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I ended up going over to my brother's for tacos.
That's cool. Man, you guys eat lots of tacos up there, don't you? Wait,
but the area does.
The last time I talked to you and Keegan were talking about street tacos or walking tacos. Or some shit. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't mean we eat them every day. It's something that people like. So the walking tacos are popular because, like I said, you just get a small bag of Doritos, crush it, throw your meat, your cheese, and your lettuce in there, and you can just take a little spoon.
I actually made some of it after you guys talked about it. It was good.
Yeah,
it's like a taco salad. That's what we call it down here, a taco salad.
Yeah, my mom used to make a taco salad quote, but she would make it with Fritos.
Yeah. My mom did the same thing. We call it Frito pie.
Yeah, crush it up, throw it in
Yeah.
with the lettuce and the hamburger and the cheese and whatnot.
I think that's a Midwest thing because my folks, I'm the only Southerner in the family, but everybody else is from like Wisconsin and Nebraska. And yeah, that was a big dish that we had.
Yep.
Is beef stroganoff a dish that you guys eat often up there?
My daughter made Crystal. She made some homemade. It almost was like beef stroganoff, but she had a recipe, so everything was homemade. Nothing come out of a box or a packet.
That's cool.
And it was really, really good. Really good.
What do you guys eat over there in your Southwest stuff there, Mini Warmut? You guys have those like, we have some Southwest like Tex-Mex here that is like quote unquote Southwest. So it's like bean, like really bean heavy, and the tortillas are made a little different than like corn. It's like something else. It's snowing up there, huh?
And you got your first building done. That's cool.
Oh yeah, you've been freaking 3D printing forever. Yeah, my pops was born in Omaha. Went to Nebraska. Graduated from Nebraska. Big man. I'm not a big sports guy, but my whole family are Cornhusker fans. So
Cornhusker fans.
Used to be the Nebraska the Oklahoma game. It was always a huge event at our house.
Christmas dinner, the famous Italian entree fish.
Fish, huh? What kind of fish? I can dig on some fish if it's not like fishy fish flavored food.
I don't like fish that's overwhelmingly bad.
And I don't like fried. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love fried fish, but it's so fucking bad for you. But I like kind of the white fish kind of stuff more than anything. That stuff's pretty good. Salmon's good. We've turned into big sushi eaters here the last few years. It's pretty good.
I don't care for it, I guess, but a lot of people do. I don't know.
There's lots of different kinds of sushi too. So
I don't like the taste of seaweed. You know.
Yeah,
I just don't. It's way too salty for me. I'm not knocking it. I just don't.
It can be, yeah. Like I said, there's different kinds of.
A lot of swordfish. I've had that. That's good.
Tapia is really good. Maui is really good. I don't think I've had swordfish. I've had grilled salmon's fantastic.
I will give you that. Many more. My kale is. I can't stand kale.
Have you ever had those kale chips? They're like potato chips, but they're made out of seaweed. They're not bad.
Not try it.
They're not bad.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I agree with Mini Warmont on kale. I don't care for kale at all.
The kale chips, when you eat it, it's not like, doesn't taste like you've eaten anything, like you're eating air. They're not very good.
Uh-oh. Do you have to turn your camera on?
Is my camera off?
It's off.
Dee's giving us the bird.
Well, I don't know how that happened. Can you hear me?
Yes, but it shows your camera is not on.
And
that's
yeah, dude, come on down, man. Shit, I'm in Central Texas, so I'm in between all the big football teams. You got SMU north of me. You got south of me. You got Texas Tech and Texas, or Texas Tech would be west of us. But yeah, I'm like right in the center of all that shit.
You're right in the center of all that. Nice.
Yeah, Texans and their football, dude. Holy cow.
Hey, man. Gotta have something if that's what they like. And then I should come down there, man. Take you
You
up
should,
on your
dude.
offer. Yeah.
Come on down. Shit. Hey, doors open to all you guys. Just don't bring any.
Greg's coming, man. You need to make some.
The British are coming. The Midwest is coming. The Midwest is coming.
The Midwest is coming like it's a second plague you haven't heard about, you know?
Yeah, Eric venture south, dude. Come into America. We're like you, but we got guns. America's like Canada, but we have guns. That's about it.
It's probably a little bit more than that, but yeah, that's one difference.
I don't know. I mean, I like our Canadian brethren. They seem cool.
I like them too, man.
They seem pretty cool to me.
Okay, so Mini Wormut, you were asking Texas Tech and who?
Yeah, Texas Tech's in Lubbock. That's West Texas. That's closest to A&M is College Station, which is like Central Texas. I think SMU's up in like the DFW area. And then Texas is what, Austin or Houston, whatever the hell that is.
D, can you hear me at all?
I can hear you. I'm trying to fix my settings.
Oh, okay. I'd say it still shows a big, like a camera symbol with a line through it. On this end, on my end, there's nothing blocking it.
Okay.
That's
It says it's on. It says allow apps to use your camera.
What do you see, Brian? I just see D's.
I see. Yeah, I see just like blank.
No, it's blank. I see blank. I mean, I can see you guys, but I can't see me. So now, let me back
Pretty
out
much
to
it.
make sure that I can see me on.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and try that.
How do I shut you off?
Okay.
I found it. Exit.
Okay. There you go. Wow.
She's like, psych. Screw you guys. I'm out.
Yeah, it doesn't show anything on my end other than on her end. There's no camera. So yeah, yeah, we should come down there, say hi,
Yeah.
hit you up for a weekend or something.
Yeah, totally.
Because it really isn't that far, man.
Nah, it's not, man. In the big picture, it ain't that far. It ain't that far.
I don't look at things the way most people do. Like out here, it's like, they'll be like, oh, we got to drive 15 minutes into town. We can't do that without packing a lunch or something. And I'm like, I used to drive an hour and a half one way to get to work in California.
I think the longest I ever drove through was like 32 hours. No, not 32. 22. I drove from here to like Orlando, Florida, straight. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good a haul. But, I don't care. If I get sleepy, I'll just pull over for an hour, pass out, and then wake up, and then I'm good to go.
That is true.
But some people, they get all like, "Oh, we got to get a hotel for the night." I'm like, let's just hit that
Rest stop
right there, roll up the windows, and just sleep for an hour. I'll put like a sign on my window, like so the truckers is like, if it's past 8 a.m. and you see this sign, honk.
They probably have, huh?
Yeah, they go honk when they drive by when they're leaving. So,
dear officer, I will be leaving shortly. I felt it was unsafe to drive while this tired.
Hell yeah!
Please let me get rest before I hit the road again.
No, they'll let you
gonna
sleep
do?
in the.
Yeah.
They'll let you sleep in the rest stops. We got some big ones down here in Texas, man. Like they got like vending machines and showers, and all sorts of shit.
So here's how I look at that, Mini Wormut. You ever work a 12-hour shift? It takes you 30 minutes to get there and 30 minutes home. You work 12 hours. That's what you've got there, a work shift. That's all that is to me. You would do it anyways at a job. That's not very, very long. Maybe I'm just weird. I look at it different. So.
I don't know. It just depends on like your what do you call it? Your ability to stay awake. And some people, just can't stay awake.
What were those little black pills you sent me in an envelope? Is that taken case of emergency, Greg?
Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no knowledge of what Greg is speaking of.
Yeah.
Anybody that might be listening. I didn't send anything over state border.
No, I know. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it does get boring when you're doing long drives, but don't you have a train station out there?
Yeah, we got there's there's an Amtrak not far from here actually. I think there's a main hub Amtrak in. I know there's one at least in Austin. There might be one in Waco. Waco is only like 30 minutes from us. Austin's about an hour.
Waco, Texas.
Hell yeah, Waco, wacko. I got a bunch of gamer friends in Waco, man. Shit, they got a badass. So I game with these guys. They're all like retired. You know, they're all rich and retired, like ex-politicians and lawyers, and you know, there's an admiral and all sorts of shit. But we go game at one of their. This one guy has like a badass like game clubhouse. They call it a carriage house, and we go in there. Dude, these guys have everything. It's freaking awesome. All their shit's painted. All their scenery is badass. It's pretty cool. But they're up in Waco. I go out and hang out with them every once in a while.
Well, that's good. I mean, at least you got people to hang out with it in the community that enjoy it. So,
you know, I've been mulling about the idea. Right before this COVID shit hit, I was going to do like a Weird War convention, and I was going to invite like all these guys that are making Weird War games. I mean, not just Weird World War II, but you know, like now they got like that. You know, what is it? The silver bayonets. That's like a Weird War Napoleonics. You know, they got, you know, some guys are doing Weird War Vietnam. You know, there's Weird World War II stuff. You know, there's role playing stuff. Just anything Weird War, I think would be pretty cool. I was going to try to get that going, but COVID hit.
Yeah, but most of that's, I don't know about where you're at. Most of the restrictions and stuff here are pretty much gone.
Yeah, same thing.
I mean, the county here decided they were going to override the governor, which I'm not sure how they can do that.
I don't think they can, to be honest.
They really can't.
I think the judge, well, at least in Texas, a county judge like runs the county, right? They're the ones who like make the, you know, distinction of like martial, well, whatever. But they're the ones who implement that kind of shit down here, at least. I don't know what it's like. But I think the county basically, you know, they have, they agree to follow the governor's rules. That's how that works. Like when you become an incorporated town, you agree to, you know, follow the laws of the state. Some shit like that.
Yeah, in our area, it's pretty simple. A mandate isn't a law, so they can dream all day long, but it's not a law. Yeah. And so if the county wants to go ahead and go against what the average person in the state wants, then they can do whatever they want in their county buildings. But, you know, it's just a matter of time for someone sues them.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. That's interesting, though. So, but yeah, I don't know about any kind of travel restrictions other than, oh, you can't get on a plane. That's okay. I don't want to get on a plane anyways. They sometimes fall out of the sky. So it's all good. You know?
Shit. I think up in, you know, the crazy stuff is down in Australia, dude.
Yeah, see, if that happened here, you would have a bloodbath, man.
No, dude, it wouldn't.
It would be over. But that's another show, Brian.
Yeah.
We should just hang out and talk sometime off.
We need to.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because there's a guy called Zorbazorb. He has a YouTube channel called Zorbazorb. This guy's amazing. He's really big into Lord of the Rings, wargaming. Okay. And he like makes like, he's like building like Minas Tirith, the like whole town in 28 minutes. The whole giant city in the mountain. And check it out, Zorbazorb. But anyway, he's down in Australia, and he mentioned just kind of like on a side note that some of the some product he needed or whatever he couldn't get to because it would be crossing like, you know, territory lines. Like I think they're still like you can't travel outside of your territory or some shit right now. Bless you.
Yeah, been trying not to sneeze for a while.
Just let it out, man. Let it out.
Yeah, that's what happens. But at least I can count on that every year. So
I bet you Brian has some kick-ass shit in his man cave. I bet he does. Like, if he's a modeler, like, you know, I saw it one time. He showed like around his man cave, and he had a bunch of kits, you know, just piled up. Shit, there's just some good stuff there.
His wife's gonna go to the door and go down and disturb him one day and say, "There's these two desperate-looking guys outside that say they know you."
they're
like,
rifling through our trash.
Yeah,
It's like, what are these guys doing?
Yeah,
it's like, what's that, Brian? What's going down, man?
What's going on?
We're not.
We'd stop by. You know?
Yeah. But he's in where? He's in shit. He's in Phoenix. That ain't too far.
He's in Arizona. Yeah.
It'd only take me like 3 days to get to Phoenix.
He just laughs. Yeah, that's all. Now you know what though. Tonight he's laughing now, but he'll get off the show later and he'll be going, I wonder. I have showed up for the show. They probably have
Just
my IP address.
Just think of all of those great bits box bits that those kits could produce.
That's
you have
true.
a big. I have a huge bits box, dude. It's like, it's awesome. I mean,
enough time to barricade the door.
Should. And then listen, me and Greg have weathered, you know, the rolling pin to the head before. It ain't that. It hurts for a couple minutes. It's a little blurry. Can't remember shit, but you'll recover.
His wife comes back to his room. I pulled a shock on them, but they're out there crying. They're really desperate. I just can't tell them to leave.
They look so pathetic. I can't shoot them.
Yeah. It's all right. We're not going to just show up at your place without, you know, a reason.
At least getting an address, because I'm not exactly sure where you live.
Phoenix, start driving around Phoenix. Hey,
like, Brian!
my guy goes by
Brian! Where you at? Brian!
Their local news is like, look at these two outsiders screaming names. Oh my God, they're in town.
2 local outsiders are driving around the town looking for Brian. If you know these idiots, let us know.
Good man, Brian. All right. He's got a huge tote.
Broken models. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's good stuff right there. So shit, I bought models specifically for bits.
Well, yeah, people do.
That would be cool. I'd keep that on hand for whatever. But it doesn't seem like there's as many model kits as there used to be back in the day.
That's because people don't build models anymore, Brian.
It might be, man. It might be.
I mean, there's a group of people that do, but I mean, it used to be the thing. You'd buy, that would be your gifts for the year. People would get board games. They would get model kits. The kids would do that. Now, if you gave a kid a model kit, they'd be like, what's this? What do I do with it? It's a box with a picture.
You know, like us growing up in the movies, you'd see like kids like build models in movies, and they'll be talking about it in TV shows or whatever. But you don't really. It's not like that anymore. It's like
that's what I'm saying. So the model industry's taking a dip. The gaming industry's gone up though. The whole pandemic stuff really boosted board games and things like Games Workshop and all that. You know,
the one thing about like tabletop gaming, I thought with the pandemic, is that you need people to play it, and I was like, ooh, this might hurt a little bit for our hobby.
But you know what though, Brian? What's the one thing somebody all by themselves could do if they order Games Workshop stuff?
Build it.
They can put the stuff together and paint it. And how much time does that take? It occupies their mind for how many hours if you bought a
Or you could just jack into the damn internet and just play video games for 2 years.
Yeah, but every once in a while, video games are just, I like them, but I like to do real stuff too,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a difference. So if you need to be occupied, it's not good to stare at the lights. Like it's not good to stare at the computer screens all the time and whatnot. So if you're building models and painting, you're doing something with your mind too.
My daughter's been playing this. What's it called again, baby? Subnautica game. Have you heard of that?
Subnautica.
It's pretty fun, dude. It looks pretty cool. She's having a blast, like swimming around and.
Hey, if she's having fun, then that's all.
A good time. We got her the first and the second one, so she's just eating it up. It's a really pretty game. If you guys ever get a chance, it's like it's like a sci-fi game, and your spaceship crash lands on a water world, and it's like you trying to like survive and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
That's
So
cool.
it's like an alien world, but you're underwater and stuff. It's pretty neat. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna bail out.
Yeah, that's all right, man.
It's good talking to you. Try to heal up, dude. And again, hey, all you guys, Brian, Mini Warm-Up, you, Clint, D, come on down. We're here. Eric, if you want to come on down, dude.
Take you up on that offer, dude. By the way, one last thing. You guys, Brian you still doing the live Wednesday stuff?
Yeah.
Go ahead and plug it.
Yeah, so Wednesdays at 8 p.m., I do a Weird War Wednesday. And what's up, Brian? Is that like a late message? Oh, is he typing something? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So Brian is talking to Brian, and it's all good.
Okay. Oh, he sent some oh shit! Hold on a second. Let's see what he sent me. You better not be those bikini pics again, Brian. You just ain't cute in a bikini, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let's see what he sent me. Oh, it's his new game room. Oh, yeah. He's got a bunch of shit stacked. Oh, man. He's got a bunch of stuff.
Oh, cool. I'll check the phone then when I...
Yeah, check it out.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty good. But yeah.
Thank you, Mini Warm-Up.
8 p.m. on Wednesdays, Weird War Wednesdays, on my YouTube channel. You can go there. We had some technical difficulties last week. We might go live tomorrow and redo that episode, but normally it's out on Wednesday. So yeah, come by. Just it's just bullshitting.
Send me a message on Messenger then before you go on. Let me know. Hey, Greg, in about an hour I'll be on because I'll try to catch you. Usually Wednesdays I'm so busy with stuff that I keep forgetting, and I'll check the stuff later. But I'll try to be there for you and count, a view and a thumbs up and all that stuff that you're gonna need. I can do that. Yeah. See you later, Taylor. Have a good night, man.
Take it easy, brother.
Mini Warm-Up. All right, you guys. I will see you later, Brian. All right, guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out on this Sunday. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. Trying to get over this seasonal cold that I get every year. No, it's not COVID. This is the one thing that reminds me every year that my allergies really don't like me. So it sucks, but it's something that happens. And I appreciate you guys showing up. And I thank you guys. So you all have a good night. And yeah, let me know if you want to be on sometime. Thank you guys. Have a good night.